back. WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We're positively down here at Slainte. We're going to wrap things up and do what I usually do, which is have a crab cake. We're down in Fells Point. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. We're giving away some Betty Boop scratch-off tickets. Our last batch of Betty Boop scratch-offs to be given away here at Slainte on Monday. We have a new game from the Maryland Lottery. We're going to be at Next Phase Cafe downtown with Mayor Brandon Scott. On Wednesday, we're going to be at Fadley's. But right now, we're with Adam Williams, who runs the joint, as we say down here in Slainte. Dude, I did a bunch of stuff down here in 2010 when the World Cup was in Africa.
Yeah.
And I threw a party where I got this Baltimore 22 shirt, which was the dream shirt. Terry Hazeltine, who stood me up today, gave me this back in 2010 in Towson. And the letterings, you can see the letterings like all coming off of it. This is the last wear. This is it.
Yeah.
This is the end of the rodeo. I am very appreciative of you and Patrick and everybody for hosting us here today. I dressed for a celebration, right?
Yeah, look, I got this.
Look at this, man. These are the World Cup wristbands, Baltimore World Cup 2026. We're ready for it. And I got my let me step off mic here, man. They gave me this. John Martin from the Maryland Lottery. I made a special trip last week down to the Maryland Lottery. I had the scarf. I was all ready down here. Chloe, you should get some pictures of this
nice
because,
too.
like, this is the Baltimore Maryland scarf. It has the Maryland logo on it, the same 26 logo we have here, right?
Yeah.
So all of this gone. Down the drain. No World Cup.
That is a shame.
You know, I thought of you guys. I was over at Abbey Burger the other night because that's where the headquarters for the Baltimore committee. There were only like 20 or 30 people there. I think of you as being the soccer headquarters because I've been coming here forever and ever and ever. I sat in that corner, I had French fries in the back. I've been coming in here forever. This is a real loss for the community. I mean, and for people you touch, and you're the base of your customers here wanted this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm from Highlandtown, so soccer for me growing up.
Like Petey Caringi, it's in your blood.
Exactly. Santino Caranta, I know all those guys where, I mean, that's how you grow up from where I grew up.
So I text Pete 3 weeks ago when I put this together with Patrick and with you. And I said, Pete, we're getting the World Cup on the 16th.
Yeah.
We're going to do the show on the 17th down in Slainte. I need you there. He said, I'm in as long as we get it. Because he didn't want to come down and, like, talk about why not getting it, right?
Get it, yeah.
And, I mean, I get it, but I think we need to talk about it. And it's not even a political issue for me. I've learned that it was more about the dysfunction of the Baltimore and Washington committees. It's been reported by Men in Blazers. It will be reported by Grant Wall. It'll be reported by Steve Goff. It will be reported. The truth will be reported.
Yeah.
The truth is the Washington people weren't all that motivated about helping Baltimore. That's the fact.
They still got what they set out to get,
which is the party.
The fan fest and whatever else it is. Yeah. It is a shame. I wish it was here. But I will say all the other World Cups that have gone on, like you said, in Africa, wherever else it is, it doesn't matter. We still have people here that'll have a good time, be able to drink, be able to have food, be able to be
good
with
food,
each other.
real food,
great food,
legit food,
and be able to hang out and still watch a game. So I mean, it sucks, truly. But even if the game's an hour away or across the globe, you can still come here and have a good time and watch it.
Well, I mean, it says right on the wall, you're a soccer bar. We know that. We're at Slainte, we're at Fells Point. For you, give me a little background for you, because if you're a Highlandtown guy and you like soccer, you've known about this place. I guess you grew up to manage it, right? I mean,
I mean, you could say that. I've worked in restaurants for about 20 years now. I came here as a customer.
I was going to say, you had your first beer here a long time ago.
Probably before.
During a soccer game?
Yeah. I would come here as a customer for soccer games, for like World Cup, Euro Cup, bigger stuff. COVID happened. Everyone was out of jobs. And this was one of the first places I saw that was reopened back up, had a good outside, and I came by, and this was end of 2020, around September, October, and I decided to apply and got the job here.
Well, great food, legendary. Tell me about, because I went up to Patrick's place. I was up at Cooper's North, and I want to give a shout out to everybody up there because they brought us a crab cake with the Chowhound burger out at Heavy Seas. We did a Ukrainian benefit with Hugh Sisson on the crab cake tour. And so I had the crab cake there that day. But I went up St. Patrick's Day to Cooper's North. I just moved up to the county. And my wife and I were looking for, like, legit corned beef and cabbage. It was the day before St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so it was that weekend. But we were looking for something legit. And we went up to get that, and Andy Rosenthal, who I've known forever, who managed Shuckers for a million years across the way, said to me, dude, you got to get this gumbo. He said, let me just give you a little bit. You try it. And he gave me a little bit, and I'm like, oh, man. And I was there for the corned beef and cabbage, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who's the uncle up there that makes the special, the guy that makes it? It's good, whatever it is. It's crazy good. Best corned beef and cabbage I've ever had in my life at Cooper's North. March 16th as I had it. So I have not had the seafood gumbo till I came down here, and I was all ready to get me a big old fat burger and work some potato wedges and do the usual I do here. And I saw it on the menu, and I'm like, man, I got to give a shout out to that because that's otherworldly.
Absolutely, yeah. That started here. You got crab meat, andouille sausage, crawfish.
Perfectly spiced.
Yeah, over 20 different seasonings.
It's hot, but it's not spicy.
Yeah, it's not very,
it's spicy,
very hot.
But it's not hot.
Yep. I've had people in from Louisiana who I've waited on tell me it's the best they've had outside. They're not, of course, they're not going to say.
Right. See, I'm shocked they order a gumbo outside Louisiana because I don't order a crab cake out of Maryland.
Yeah, they warn me. They go, hey.
Maybe in Fenwick, but that's about it. I ain't going any further now.
And I'll go, I will just give it a try. I'll tell you what, if you don't like it, I'll pay for it. And not once has that happened. They like it every single time. But tell me, let people know I'm from Lafayette or whatever it is, and your gumbo's just as good, maybe a little just as good as anyone else.
Well, I mean, gumbo wake you up at 10 a.m. over here. You're watching some Premier League or whatnot. Yeah. Give me the tenor of your bar as a soccer bar. Like, again, I was coming in here 2006, 7, 8, 9, like that. I went to the World Cup in 06. I was out on the front end of this dream. I lost $15,000 at a party in 2010, throwing a party. Comcast never paid for the damn television up in Towson. That was the day of the U.S.-England game, and Argentina played Nigeria. We kicked off the 10 World Cup in Africa, right? We beat England at that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So everything was awesome until I lost $15,000. So, I gave up a little bit of the soccer dream then. One of the things that came out on Thursday when we lost the bid was we don't have an MLS team, man. You know what I mean? Like, all these other places are more invested in that way. And the DC United had no interest in helping Baltimore, which is really dumb of them.
Yeah.
Because, everybody in your bar could be a DC United supporter.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could run buses out of here if you adopted them. Easily, right?
Yeah,
I mean, with your fan base, what do people come here to watch?
A lot of EPL, all the major tournaments as far as the different countries go.
Is there a day when Arsenal's playing in here or Chelsea's playing where it's all Chelsea, all Or is it always like that?
We get a lot of Chelsea fans, for sure. That's probably the number one team that we get as far as fans go. But we play everything. We don't discriminate. We'll have, you can see all the scarves around. We have all the different TVs. So we can have Arsenal in the back, Chelsea in the front. We can have even Madrid upstairs.
Do you want me to do you have one of these scarves?
I don't.
Yeah, well, you know what? It belongs here, doesn't it, Chloe? It belongs here.
Absolutely.
If you're going to put this up,
I'll put it up.
If you put, I don't know what side you put up because this, I don't know, but I'm willing to gift this to you.
I appreciate it.
If it brings to life, it belongs here. It really does.
I appreciate it.
It belongs here. It really does. And John Martin from the lottery gave it to me. I wore it in Amsterdam over the weekend.
Nice.
So I'll have pictures of it forever, and it's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful concept, the World Cup in Baltimore.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It almost makes me cry.
I was excited for it for the last however long they said.
I'm wearing a 22 shirt that I got in 10 that I dreamed up in 6. So in 2006, so this is I'm going to make the story long. Adam Williams is here. He's the manager of Slainte. I got stood up by Terry Hazeltine today from the host committee. So I was going to tell some of these stories about being in Europe. But in 2006, I was Budweiser sponsored, right? And Budweiser was a sponsor of the World Cup. And I'd always said to John Dow and George Acton, who were around when Slainte was built and Cooper's Pub was built, and they put the first Budweisers in, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, when Cooper was a real dog and I was tending bar for the homicide crew across street here, right? So that's how I'm going back last century, 1996, 97, 98, all that. The Baldwin guy was in the bar, the Billy Baldwin, all that. So soccer was something that I always accepted that the World Cup team in 98, what happened in 02 was unbelievable, right? So in 02, we go on the run. I was throwing parties at the Kiss Cafe in Canton. The Mexican dudes were coming up from Broadway. We played Mexico in that cup, the South Korea Cup in 02. That was the year we won. We lost to Germany, the Oliver Kahn game, Victor Klose, all that stuff. I fell in love with it, and in 06 I wanted to go to the Cup in Germany. It was sort of a bucket list thing to do. I got some tickets from Budweiser. I went over, did the games. was in Kaiserslautern. And when I was over there for the 12 days, I lived in Amsterdam, and I sort of jetted into Germany for games, and then I flew down to Zurich and went to the U.S. game. In Berlin, they had 1 million people every night in Berlin on the water, and they put televisions on barges for the games. And you could come down and watch the games with your family, get a beer, get a pretzel, all the things you do here at Slainte, but the German style of that. And every night, 1 million people were coming to do that. I was in Amsterdam. There were hundreds of thousands of people in Amsterdam out every night in the square, the Heineken Square, big screen TVs. It was a civic celebration, and I wanted that for Baltimore.
No, absolutely.
So I came back here in 2006, and I called Terry, and I called the mayor, and I said, we should put a barge in the Inner Harbor and just invite the world for the 10 Cup. That's what we should do, and it never happened. But what happened was Patrick, a couple other restaurants, Green Turtle, some other places, we wound up doing some watch parties, and I did that event. And then after that, my wife got cancer in 2014, and a man from Germany saved her life during the World Cup that Germany won on the day that they kicked Brazil's ass in Brazil.
7.
That's the day that he donated to save my wife's life, that day. He saved my wife's life the next day. And he's from Germany, so we were over in Amsterdam with him. And I took this scarf and I took this jersey, and I believed all last week that we were going to get this World Cup. And I thought, wouldn't that be the damnedest thing if we get 4 games down here, 6 games down here, after seeing what I saw? Congratulations to Philadelphia, Boston, Atlanta. I'll probably go to some World Cup games in some of these places, right?
Yeah.
I will not be going to Dallas or Houston, but I would consider going to some of these other places. It's devastating. I had this vision for 16 years ago.
Absolutely.
I went. It feels like a minute ago, but to think it could have happened here and that it didn't. This will be a dark reminder, but also, we're going to go to games in 26. Hopefully we do well. I mean, let's talk about the U.S. team, right? The U.S. team, when they play in here, you back it up in here, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I want people to come down here and celebrate soccer. It is a little bit of a downer for people that love soccer. There's no doubt about
for
that.
sure. I mean, it is a shame. I mean, I was looking forward to going to games right in my backyard,
Well, some would say Philly's in your backyard, but that's more like an armpit.
Absolutely.
Adam Williams is here. He is the manager of Slainte. I am donating my, courtesy of the Maryland Lottery. John Martin gave me this, so this is really the lottery that gave you this. But I'm going to, we were the host committee candidate city. We had beautiful scarves, but in the end, not enough to get it done. So we're going to get a crab cake out here. But talk about your menu a little bit. Talk about Cooper's and this bar, and specifically it being not just a soccer bar, but an Irish bar, an Irish pub.
Absolutely. We have shepherd's pie, fish and chips. We actually have a new item on the menu that's like a new Irish, like college kid type meal. So it's called the spice bag.
What is this?
So it's chicken tenders, French fries, peppers and onions. It comes in a bag with spices, and from what I understand, I haven't been in Ireland, but from what I understand is the college kids will get it and walk around. And
it's like Irish street food.
Yeah, and you just walk around and you eat your little spice bag. So we have that here now. It just came on the menu, I want to say 2-3 months ago.
So it's like a Happy Meal for college students.
Pretty much, yeah. A little curry sauce on the side.
Well, if it's in Ireland, it better come with a Guinness drink.
Yeah,
proper.
I'm sure they have it.
So I flew over to Europe, and I flew Aer Lingus.
Okay.
So I had never flown Aer Lingus before. It was a little problematic when we got stuck in Dublin. Last week. Yeah, we got stuck a few hours. But the one thing that wasn't problematic is the Irish people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I met Megan here. You got, there's always somebody really Irish that works here.
Yeah. We got Megan. We got Dave. I think Dave's
still here. Look, there we go.
He's floating around right there.
There we go. All right.
Say hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. There you go. Fine.
He's busy.
Well, but there was something about the spirit of an Irish bar.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so from Dave came down to where now Megan, to where everyone else has that spirit, even if you're not from Ireland. Like, I'm from Baltimore City.
I had a good time in Ireland.
Yeah.
The all 2 hours I was stuck in the airport. I made it work.
No, absolutely.
I did. I mean, there was a bar. There were friendly people.
That's all you need.
Yeah. You been to Dublin?
No.
Well, I thought I was going to be in Temple Bar the other night. I mean, when my wife and I were O.J. Simpson through that airport, that's an old school reference there. Not the new O.J., the old O.J. That we're trying to get through the airport. My back's killing me. We think we're missing the flight. I said, I know where Temple Bar is. I've been here before. I went to Ireland to see U2 in 2017. Nice. So after my wife survived the second time, bucket list thing started to happen.
Yeah.
The guy that saved her life lives in Europe, so it's an excuse, right? Gives us a reason to
Yeah.
go over. So we went over. We were actually in London scouting the Ravens Wembley trip.
Oh,
So
nice.
we went in June, and I built it around you two playing in Paris and in London. Or, excuse me, in Dublin. So I went to Croke Park, and I had never thought about going to Ireland. I've been all over the world. It just didn't occur to me. So we wound up doing it around U2 and seeing the Joshua Tree in Croke Park, and we went to Temple Bar. But the most important thing I did, you keep saying, I'm from Highlandtown. You know where I'm from? Dundalk.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a Dundalk, Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you go into Dublin, and it's about 45 minutes, maybe an hour northeast of Dublin. And I thought to myself, I don't really have anything about the Blarney Stone or Kissing Rocks or going to Belfast or whatever. I'm like, I just wanted a beer in Temple Bar. I'm there to eat some good food, meet some nice people. And my wife and I on a Sunday drove to Dundalk, Ireland. And we didn't. I Googled like a place to eat. I was looking for a bar. I think the place was called McGough's. McGeough. McGough's. And I Googled a bunch of places, and it was open. And if you know anything about Ireland, on Sunday do proper roast. They do a proper Sunday roast, right? So I went into this Irish pub in Dundalk, Ireland, and I told him the Dundalk, I'm from the other Dundalk, and everyone at the bar talked me up. This beautiful man took my address, and a month later, I got a Dundalk care package. So when I go to the Heritage Fair 2 weeks from now in Dundalk, Maryland, I wear a Dundalk, Ireland shirt.
That's awesome.
That says it's a Dundalk thing. You wouldn't understand, but it's from Ireland.
That's great.
I did get a straight out of Dundalk shirt. That I'm going to break that one out this year too. So I have this great pride in Dundalk.
Yep.
And when I went over to Dublin, it just seemed like the stupid Nestor idiot thing that the idiot long-haired guy on the radio would do. And I went up and took pictures with all of this Dundalk signage and stuff. And we had the greatest meal. We had a Sunday roast, these beautiful people, and they said, the Dundalk Football Club, they're playing today. They're playing at the edge of town. You should go.
Oh, man.
So I'm like, Dundalk has a football club? And they're like, yeah, man, Dundalk has a football club. So I'm like, all right. So they're like, they play at Oriel Park. I'm like, what? Oriel, Oriel Park. So my wife and I are like, what time's the game? She's Googling it. 5 o'clock game on a Sunday. We left the pub probably 2, 3 o'clock. We went over there. The gates were just opening. We parked the car. I went into the gift shop. I have a Dundalk FC red shirt. Apparently the star of the team was in the gift shop, and I met him. I Googled him. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But we bought Dundalk FC Irish. I don't know what league they play in, man.
No,
but like there is a Dundalk FC that plays at Oriel Park in Dundalk, Ireland. And if I get a chance to tell that story to a guy from Highlandtown,
it's great.
I got to tell it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
That's a two-beer story, man, over in Dublin. Hey, man, we're going to do the crab cake here. We'll step out, take a break. I'm going to come back. We are at Slainte. I wish we were celebrating. What's the word? Funeralling? I don't know what we're doing, man. We're drinking in our beer in Fells Point. We're at Slainte.
Speaking of, we got to get you on.
Proper. Absolutely. Let it settle. We were ready for it. We were here to celebrate the Baltimore World Cup entry. It did not happen, but Adam and Patrick here and everybody at Slainte got a nice scarf out of the deal. It's all courtesy of our friends at the Maryland Lottery. Got some Betty Boop scratch-offs to give away. Also our friends at Window Nation. I'm going to make Chloe wear the hat next week. We're going to be at Next Phase Cafe with Mayor Brandon Scott on Monday. On Wednesday, we're going to be at Fadley's. It is also brought to you by our friends at Goodwill, and I know Jonathan and Lisa are going to be coming on the program as well. We're going to talk crab cakes, wrap it up. We're at Slainte. We're in Fells Point, back for more, and the conclusion of another successful, except for losing the World Cup, Baltimore Crab Cake Tour. Stay with us.